Anyways, Friday, the 20th of March, 2015. I arrived at school as the homeroom bell rang. My homeroom was still lining up. I saw a basketball heading towards the line. To the people at the line, yeah, they were lining up. And for some reason, I was just like walking normally, like slowly, just grabbed the ball, threw it back, and like threw it back to the owner in the basketball court. And Richard C was like, "Ooh, fixes." Well, I was thinking, what the just happened? And for me, for the first two periods, it was double English. We finished the movie The Blind Side that took 1.5 periods. Manu, James, Ronnie, and a few others were away. Adam came in a few minutes after some people came back from peer support in period 2. Then we had to complete this worksheet which reflected on our opinions on the film and how it made us feel for the rest of the second period until the bell rang. Yeah, we had to fill that up until the bell rang. In recess, I was on my way to the Bubblers. When Grace saw me, she was walking with Carmen. Grace said to get the guitar, while I gave her this small pack of candy. But she thought I was like gonna like high five her or like shake her hand or something like that. I don't know. But she said I gave it up. You know, like fasting for Lent. Fasting, when you're fasting you sacrifice. Anyways, so she threw it back to me and I was surprised. I was like, I actually caught it, you know. I don't do that. I'm not an athlete. I'll admit it. I'm not an athlete. I'm not an artist, and I'm not a scientist. I know it's really hard. It's really hard to take this seriously. But anyways, then it was period 3, maths. For the whole lesson, we went on this website and answered the quizzes on algebraic formulas and that. Geography. We had to finish question 2B and C. And if you were ahead, you can continue. Thank God you didn't check homework, cause I only did 3, but I did 3 more while she was talking that lesson. Miss told us to copy the sentences on the board, but I already wrote my own answers, and it sounded way better at the same limit. I just watched people's heads down and up repeatedly from copying Mrs. work on the board, and I thought to myself, they're like sheep. Without the shepherd, they are lost. One must always find a way. In science, we basically just went in our groups and worked on our science assignment, which is due first science lesson on week 10 this term. That's term 1. The class was a bit loud, even though James, Manu weren't there. Anyways, I gave Callum my small pack of nerds as he asked me if I got earphones, but I had none, so I offered the nerds and he accepted. Charbel E was like, "Hey, where's my share?" So I told Callum, share it with the group. Charbel and Gibran got some of the nerds, and Charbel's like, "Is this nerds or drugs?" Because like it was like so big. It's like as if you'd think ants would be like small, but then when it's like a deformed ant, like so big. You know what I mean? It's like radioactive. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, he tasted it. He's like, oh, he's like a drug addict, you know. And Gibran started telling people in our class to complete the survey. I think it was on Edmodo. It's like a link on Edmodo. I don't know. He done it. Anyways, he told Daniel. This is a key point. He told Daniel, and Daniel was like, "What do we get? What do we get?" You know, it's this type of thing. And Shab was like, "Gibran's limited edition," and I finished it with undies. And Daniel was like, "Oh yeah, that's the stuff, bro." And Karen was at the benches alone, and she heard because she was on the right. Because Karen's partner or member of her group, right, was Linda. And Linda was with like Mary and Eileen's group, which was on the farthest, like the front. Karen was on my right. It was just like at the back. It was like the door's here. The door was there. I'm here. Karen's over there. The benches. Anyways, she's like, she was alone and she heard like I defended the idea of underwear that everyone wears it, and Charbel wears and Charbel says I wear boxes instead of undies, and Karen gets full serious and researches it on Wiki saying it's briefs, not boxes. Boxes are shorts. as she put it. Then I suggested to her she should take a course in uni on fashion or textiles. She asked me what courses I'm gonna take, or even go to uni. I answered, nah, stuff that. Too good for that. She's like, why? And she's like, why? You're gonna live a miserable life until... And then I was like, pfft. Until the whole class, and then the next thing you know, the whole class just signed this petition. Well, not the whole class. Some of us didn't do it. It's about the petition of the people in the detention centers, but some of us didn't, like I mentioned. Even Callum came in the conversation. I was like, as I said, well, if Jesus was homeless, how did he live a life without work? You know, just think about it. He's practically what people would call a hobo or a homeless person. And Callum answered, because they never had money back then. So then I answered, yes they did. And she's like laughing, shut up, Rachel. Oh yes, religion. I had my science teacher from year 8 sat Jim alone at the front row seat. We had to finish, where is the love? Analysis. And this new worksheet about Jesus and the leper. It was good. Me and Jim sat at the front row front row seats, and Miss just placed the worksheets on the table beside me on the left. So this is like me facing to you. You're like the teacher's perspective. It was on the left or your right. Your right, my left. Basically, it was just like right there. It was like so close. So it was like, oh, thank God, it was like next to me. Like, look at all these people lining up. Anyways, at the third quarter of the period, I said, I'm nearly finished, and Karen's calling my name and whispering, wanting the answers, and I'm like, what? I was like, what? Well, Mrs. is just on the table beside me, because, like, you know, as I mentioned before, this is, you know how there's tables? Like, for individuals, yeah. Anyways, like, Miss was on the opposite side, like, you know, it's teacher's perspective, teacher's side, because they're facing the class, yeah. She was on my left side, but on the opposite side. And she's like, oh, you can't fool me, Karen, because Karen wanted the answers because she didn't finish. Anyways, I finished the whole worksheet, basically, because, like, I just made it up. I just finished the whole thing just by making it up. How can you pass an exam where you have no... Like, you have knowledge of it, but you didn't even read the whole thing. You just made the answers up. Like, you know, it's kind of like treasure hunting. You know, you're estimating. You don't have the treasure map, but you're making a really good guess on where it's going to be. So that's basically what I did. And then it was like, this was like thing. Miss was like give me a diary, Neil. It was like, because she requested it, and I was like, oh, you're getting a demerit, Neil. How could you? Like, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I know. And like, I got merits, of course. It's for religion, same as Jim Wall. And then Miss was like, do you ever get demerits, Neil? I was like, nope, no demerits this term. No, like, do you ever get like demerits? Oh, nah, but I only get demerits if I don't do my homework. See, that isn't bad, because like homework, all you gotta do for homework is basically what you have not finished in class, or an assigned task that you have to complete at home because it was requested from the school. Anyways, yeah, Jim Wall got merits as well, but he's just copying me, man. He was like, he becomes annoying sometimes. He becomes annoying sometimes that, like, religion, specifically religion, man. Like, that guy would talk so much, like tell him to shut up. Like, that's why I go like that to him, bro. I tell him to shut up. Now she's like, no, you shut up. And I was like, tell that to Satan. Like, oh yeah. Like, yeah, you can't come up with an excuse with that. And basically, we had 15 minutes to spare. I just played games and wrote the homework. But I already done it, but the homework was to bring the magazines or newspapers next lesson. The homework, the one that was like to finish the worksheet, yeah, I done that. All I have to do is bring magazines and newspapers next lesson. Then the bell rang. It was just the usual meet up at the train station, you know, nothing significant. Except when I got on the train, Grace said, "Hi, Niham." But she said, "Oh, sorry, Neil." And she said my name right. "Oh, hi, Neil." And then she's like, "You got my guitar back?" I got, like, no. She said, "I got my guitar back, but you didn't." And then she said, "Bye." I was like, at that moment in my life, deep in my soul, I am in debt to her eternally, till the day into the afterlife, which is like eternal, you know. What, like, life after death is the afterlife. Whatever your belief is, it's whatever it is. If it's if it's reincarnation or ascension, or basically just recycle, or reproduction, because of, you know, it's scientifically proven that it's just the same material since the beginning. Yeah, basically, you know. Finally got home, got changed, and did my homework. I hope you liked that. I'm so sorry if this is delayed.